always been my complaint, and that's why Black people get defensive when we're criticized. It's not that we disagree. A lot of times we agree, but it's like, okay, it's no balance. And so when people who have criticisms or come to spaces, that they can speak freely about their, prejudices and bigotry, whatever, they always highlight the worst of us. And that's where we get frustrated, because we're like, okay, is that going to come back to haunt us when we go try to get a job? Is that going to try to haunt us? Is that going to come back to haunt us when we try to buy a home in your neighborhood? Are you going to, because that's historically been the issue, and we're always on the defensive. And that's why people feel like we're always crying racism, because people are always talking about the worst of us. And it's like, if we don't come to places like this and completely throw our whole entire group under the bus, then that means we're denying that we have Black trash. Oh yeah, we have Black trash. And the reason why I don't call them Black trash is because they're too sensitive to be called Black trash, like white trash. White trash will tell you, white trash, stay in your place. You have a place in the community. You do not have the mic. You will not, Black trash, all up and everywhere. Music, church, everywhere. Black trash has the mic. They do. They can't help it. They're probably dragging me in the chat right now. Because it exists. It exists, but it's just like, they're the ones that are constantly referred to and not the best of us. And that's why we're constantly crying.
I would disagree with you.
JB, let me know when I can speak there. Thank you.
Well, I got you, man. We're going to go KP, and then we're going to go to you. And then man, I got you, Sayaf. Chill, bro. KP.
King, I would disagree.
Watch your tone, JB.
You watch from the audience. Go ahead, KP.
I would disagree with you. You can pay me $1 billion, but I'm a man. I'm going to disagree with you if you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. But wrong is wrong. I don't give a damn. I cannot be bought at all. Men can't be bought. Boys can. Punks can. Men can't.
Thank you, KP. I want to go to Miss Fifi. How you doing today, ma'am?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. I enjoy your room. This is room number 2, day number 2. I wanted to talk a little bit about when you were saying about the Jewish communities and how it's always. I just wanted to bring up a situation that happened in my in the city. I'm in the outskirts. I'm in Baltimore County, but this happened in Baltimore. 2 teens back in, I want to say 2 Jewish teens, 20. This happened. Let me get the news story. Bottom line is, it was a group of Jewish teens that was a neighborhood watch, and it was a young Black boy, teenage boy, who was walking through the neighborhood of Upper Park Heights in Baltimore. He was assaulted and attacked by these 2 Orthodox Jewish teens.
My friend!
And this was all in the surrounding
I'm recording Jay Breska being the biggest piece of shit I've ever heard in my life.
Just be careful, because things can happen on both sides. And like I said, this, I don't know if you guys heard of this. Did you hear about this happening in, I want to say, 2012?
He's the pimp who used to run an escort business.
Oh, JB.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was in all the news stories. I'll post the link in the chat. But,
what's the name of
it's
the
not
room?
always us.
My lived experience, I'm a Jew, and Jews are racist, and they're committing genocide, and I'm Black too, and I'm a Democrat, and these fucking MAGA people, they love Trump like there's a cult god.
All the time. I just wanted to, I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you, Miss Fifi. Appreciate you. Reddy, how you doing, Reddy? Reddy Rock?
Reddy hey, Rock, how you doing, JP? How's it going?
Going well, man. Did you want to chime in on the conversation?
Nah, I just wanted to, and I agree with everything about the Black community. Everybody got it. But I wanted to ask a question to Buddy, who was talking about the Blacks, and he said he wanted to trade to be a Jew. Do you know there's colorism in the Jewish community worse than it is in America?
No, there isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, there isn't.
No, it is. No, it isn't.
Hey,
relax, man. Relax. I ain't gonna argue with you. I just wanted to pose that question to him. I'm gonna leave it there and continue to listen.
No, I wanted to respond to the brother. So I was joking. I was just saying to the Jewish community, I'll take JB's Jew card. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Just lightening up the mood a little bit, man. God damn, we understand Clubhouse is everything to you. We get it. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds a little weird, King.
I know he's gonna get a lot of blowback from the Jewish community for this conversation. So I was just having some fun, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we thought you were serious.
Coloration and all that shit everywhere. But you know what I like about Jews? They gonna get some money.
Yeah, but King,
they're not gonna make no. Hold on one second.
No.
Let me finish. Hold on, go ahead, JB.
Let me just say this, man. And you know, like you say, you love me, I love you, but not everything in life for me, at least, is predicated on money. I make my money whether I'm a Jew or not. You know, I don't live that life that money rules my world.
These people are horrible people.
Yeah.
The guy King 344.
So Jews gonna get some money.
One of my new least.
And I like what JB's saying, but his sentiment or his Clubhouse passion won't pay the bills tonight. I don't know if you know that, right? Because I see a lot of communities with passion. Brothers speak so adamantly, so much so. Why is your women out there single, raising kids by themselves? Why is your community not safe? Funny how some of these white people can be some of the meekest, humblest people I meet. Hey, what's going on, King? They sound very chipper, but their community's safe. And you talk like Rambo, and your community's dangerous. If you talk like Rambo, you would think that your community would actually be safe, but it's not.
So
yeah, JB, I got to get the money. And I appreciate you speaking to me passionately. While the truth is, motherfuckers in this room don't even appreciate your conversation enough to send you a cash app.
And get no argument for me.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So listen, we understand that money never cancels out God. But we also understand we have to survive. And the truth is, the Jews are thriving. They're owning the media. They're owning their shit. And they're saying, you know what? If you're going to talk down on us, we're going to shut you down. And you mean to tell me, black people, let's talk right now. Black people, hold on one second. White trash people, let's talk right now. You mean to tell me, if y'all own all of everything, if you owned a store right now, you'll let motherfuckers that you could shut down just talk about you like a dog?
Well, you shit on Jews every day, and you're not being removed from this app.
I don't believe.
You're not even being removed from this app.
I can't talk over you, but JB, I don't believe that shit. Okay, I see nothing wrong with Jews looking out for other Jewish people. What's wrong with that?
King, you sound coonish though to me. I'm sorry.
You sound coon as hell. This nigga coon.
You have no pride.
Let me tell you something.
Hold on.
This is what killed me about the black community. Hold on a second, JB. This is what killed me about the black community. Hold on a second. Because this is funny. The black community will call you a coon for telling the truth, but live a lie that's putting their whole community in danger. Wait a minute. Is the black community safe? Hold on one second. JB, let me cook. Hold on a second. Because the black community has faced so much about white people and everybody else, but yet get their money and want to live around white people. Which way is it? I don't understand you, nigga. I don't understand you, nigga. Hold on one second. If you don't like white people, why move around them?
I never said
if you don't like them, why do you benefit their neighborhoods?
Can you talk a little louder?
Clean up the hood where you from?
Can you make it a little louder, please?
I
didn't hear you.
Everybody mute up. Thank you. Listen, he's entitled to his opinion, just like everybody else is entitled to theirs. So let me give a little let me do a quick room reset. Healthy debates. The world is on fire. Bigots, racists, reprobates, welcome. So I started off this room. Well, let me just say hello to Stinny, Debbie, EB in the house, Mike Moon, Nima, Hector, I see you down there, Guy, Tiffany, a bunch of people with pink tickets, Regina, Big, Music, cash in your tickets. Don't be a cheap fuck. Hit my Cash App in my bio. But let me just say, I started off like this.
Hit my Cash App.
Proud Zionist, proud Jew.
He's a proud Zionist and a proud Jew.
Pro-Israel, pro-Jew, especially after October 7th. And one of my statements this morning, and nobody come off mic, because I want to call on somebody specifically, was I was asked yesterday what I felt was the most racist community in my lived experience. And I said the Jewish community.
Ooh.
Right? And then, don't come off mic. Then this dude, my friend, who uses the N-word like we use the word sky, no problem. I get blowback. I'm not really a Jew because I call out the racism in the Jewish community. And it's really the truth.
I never accused you of not being a Jew.
I didn't say you were. It doesn't apply. Let it fly.
I think you said my
Hey,
friend.
you know okay, yeah, I called you specifically because you dropped the N-word like it's nothing. I think that's okay, but then don't understand the blowback when anti-Semitism comes our way. See, we don't have accountability in our fucking community. We can say what we want, and it's
such
okay.
a psychopath piece of
See, you're a
shit.
coon. It's okay, I can say that. But if you criticize the Jewish
So
community...
the most ironic thing is he thinks he's going to become like popular on social media or something.
You're not a Jew.
By doing this?
You've never been a Jew. Doesn't matter about the thousands of pro-Jew spaces I held, the thousands of dollars I raised for hostage families on this app.
Oh, wow.
But you want to criticize my Judaism. Like I said, if it don't apply, let it fly.
What does he think Judaism is?
Jewish community. People will come up on these stages and say the N-word, the C-word, whatever the fuck they say. But that's okay because there's no accountability. Because we're Jews. We're the chosen people. We've been slaves. We survived the Holocaust. Well, let me tell you something. Every community has some kind of oppression throughout their history. Everyone. I'm tired of playing that elitist card that the Jews have. And I'm a Jew saying it. Why are Jews untouchable? Why can't we criticize our own community? How do we fix the problem? Unless we talk about the problem. Keegan, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave quietly. Seriously. But I'm going to go to Bunny next. And then I'm going to go to Get Sig.
Can I just comment real quick? Yo, what you're saying is so true. I just want to give a quick observation here. You got a nigga in this room talking shit. The same shit. We're getting the same shit just on different sides of the coin, JB, with the black community. You got a nigga in this chat trying to call me out for being detached from the black community, shitting on black people. Yet this nigga impregnated a black woman and didn't marry her.
Ooh.
I married the black woman I impregnated. She was a stay-at-home mom. You understand? 80%, 70% of black women with children are don't have a fucking husband. They're single moms. And 80% of women in this country have to work to contribute to the household to make sure the bills are paid. She didn't have to do
Danny.
that. She was a stay-at-home. This black woman that I impregnated, I married her and made her a stay-at-home mom, so she didn't have to worry about paying bills and going out there and fucking with this hard-ass world. Her whole sole focus was raising them.
You didn't know he was Jewish and he's a Zionist too, but he's calling out his community.
The black woman he impregnated is fucking well and took care of her. So you got niggas who won't even marry the black woman that they impregnated with. They create a fucking black family.
He has raised thousands of dollars for victims of October 7th. He's a true Jewish patriot.
Or any other black man that
You know, the irony about this room is this is exactly what SIG does every single day. It's the same format every day. It's basically cats playing with mice. They beat up everybody. It's a show about nothing. No education. And it's just a bunch of grifters that just stir the pot. That's all this actually is.
And the title of the room was very honest. I like black women. I think they're beautiful. They're loyal. They're loving, right? This cracker in the corner here said it out loud. And I got so much blowback from the Jewish community. Why would you say that publicly? How dare I say that I think black women are beautiful? Nobody else criticized me but the Jews.
Jay Breska stirs the pot one more time.
Hey, JB. I'm good. I love your rooms, as usual.
No, it's not real life.
This one is good.
This is...
I don't
this is probably the breakdown of society. Actually, this is probably the end of the times.
For the black community, as a black woman, I think they're definitely.
Isa Guatemala wants to say something. Hello, Isa. Welcome to the Jay Breska rebuttal room.
I think that there's a lack of talking about the positive or even the people who are doing positive things. We're so laser focused.
So, Issa, do you think that this is just another room to stir the pot?
And there's nothing
and
wrong
no
with
actual
being
education or
on
anything
it,
important is happening here, and it's just a waste of your time?
Acknowledge and have a focus on the things that are right, the people that are doing right things.
Let us stir the pot one more time to try to make the soup taste good.
And I also think that sometimes we have to understand who our audience is.
I feel like you are on a new journey.
Is to do things
Everything is looking up, Danny, because you can only go up from here. It's the lowest of the low. It's the pot. We got to the bottom of the pot and there is no more soup. You can't stir a soup if there's no soup in the pot.
Right? Because they're not going to hear you. Because
I am Jewish. I am Zionist. But the Jews are the most racist people I've ever met.
What's the solution? What's an example to follow, et cetera, et cetera.
This is the juice.
Lacking. It's constant.
The juice show, the Jay Bresca juice.
And this may happen in all
I'm going to create a new product line. It's going to be called the Jay Bresca juice.
We don't hear people talking about
feeling racist today.
Quench
that racist thirst with more racism.
Industry, so my focus is a little nerdy. But we have people like Tarana Burke, who's
he says they're the most racist people on the planet.
Watkins, who's an astronaut, Victor Glover, who's an astronaut.
See, this is the thing about recording him. Because
like
tomorrow, no one will remember anything that he said. He'll stir the pot again, and these are not recorded rooms. And I'm in here on an anonymous account, so you have to record these people and make them accountable because
like me who are able to make a difference.
It's a waste of time.
I hear these things, and I'm like, this brother makes sense, but I can't.
I should just go back to work and make money
and
ignore all this. But
because of that, I just think there needs to be a call for balance, right? We are not fucked up. Some of us are doing okay. Others are doing really,
that's right. If I convert to Judaism, does that mean I control the media?
They are looking for examples. They're looking for examples for greatness, or they're looking for
fractional
examples for ratchetness.
Jewish
And
reserve
if all you
ownership in
talk
the
about
media?
is the ratchet side of the Black community, that's all these young people who don't have the same brains and focus that we old folks do. And when I say old folks, I mean over 40, because we have a responsibility. Over 40, you feel you don't have a responsibility? You're wrong. So these younger people are looking to
If I convert to being black, can I join the NBA?
Men's mouths is y'all fucked up, y'all fucked up, y'all fucked up. And coming out of these beautiful women's mouths is where's my money? That's all they hear. That's their focus.
Yeah, why can't I convert to being black? If I can convert to being Jewish, and Judaism is both a religion and a culture and ethnicity, why can't I be black?
Well, let me just say this. I can't speak on the
black
community.
I always felt like I was black.
I can just speak on my community. And you're not going to see many
Wait, Jay Bresca. Wait, hold on. Jay Bresca's talking about his community.
He's just not. Because we're an elitist group. We think we're better than everybody else. They don't want to talk. So I have to call it out, Bonnie, because I'm tired of that narrative, that bullshit.
Wow. He's king of the Jews. The man is king of the Jews.
But, for me, it's like I've had enough. People wonder why there's so much anti-Semitism. Well, because you have an elitist attitude.
Stupid is stupid.
Come on stages and drop the N-word like it's nothing. I think that's okay. They don't understand the blowback we get.
Why is it not okay for white people to use the N-word?
Are you serious?
Does he know the Jewish?
Yes, it's a serious question.
I'm going to answer you as long as I can say cracker.
I don't have a problem with people saying anything. People,
as I can say why.
I'd like to respond to that.
Go.
I'd like to respond to that.
Well, can you let her finish? Wait. Let her finish.
Sure, let her finish listing racial slurs.
Like the ones that you like to drop.
Yeah, list a few more. Why don't you say the K word?
Why don't you go listen to the lady talk? Hold on, Othello. Let Nicole go. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying people get sensitive when we start flipping that. See, everybody likes to say the N-word ER, but then they
That's
get
called
all
the hard R.
When we start saying kike and all that. and I get sensitive hearing us. Like, come on now, you don't want your group to be insulted. Come on now.
Also, too, you're a frail little white man that's saying it on this app. You would never go around a group of frail white man. You would never go around a group of black.
Are they trying to create a confrontation between Jews and black people?
Thank you.
So I was just called a kike and a frail white man to my face.
She didn't call you that. She said if she
did not.
in the context.
Well, she used the word. So if I say the N word, you're going to lose your mind. But if she says the K word, you don't.
And I would say, my friend, I wouldn't care what you say.
Can I respond?
I'm just going to tell you, as a black man, I wouldn't care what you say because you have no power over me. If I give power of that word, nigger, whatever, I'm giving you power over me. I don't give a shit.
That's why KP is my nigga.
Talk about my
Exactly.
Talk about my goldfish. You might offend me. Talk about my goldfish.
But that's why I get on with you, KP, because you're a reasonable fellow.
Now, I can tell you, other people might have a different reaction. You might get fucked up. You fold it up in the same piece.
I'd like to respond, if possible.
I know you'd like to respond, but hold on.
Do I not get...
It's not yet.
You've mentioned me several times, and you haven't let me speak.
Hold on a second.
Wait your turn.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me say this. I never used your name. If it don't apply, let it fly.
You did use my Clubhouse username to.
Okay. Then go down there and learn to live. See, that's the problem. That's the Jewish entitlement. He gets to come in here and use the N-word, talk when he wants, talk over the women in the room. And that's the problem. That's why
Jewish entitlement.
He kind of proving your point. I would tell you next time you hear this guy, my friend, talk.
Is his mother Jewish?
The Jewish community. This is what he's talking about.
Jewish?
Hold on one second.
Has he ever read the Torah?
At the same time, can't talk at the same time.
So
this what
has he ever danced with the Torah?
It's like this white brother who just said K is his nigga. Like, what we doing right now? You got a problem, brother, and you need self-control. You're very ignorant, and you're an entitled, spoiled brat, and you need to grow up. Just a white little boy with a beard with no self-fucking control. I don't blame JB on this one. Point fucking proven. You got a problem. Sorry, JB.
On the other side of it,
Zach represents the entire Jewish community. Cast all the hate onto Zach.
Because an idiot is going to be an idiot.
Well,
there's no reason for you to react to it.
Brother, I didn't get offended that he said something to you. My thing is this. How can he get offended if he called you nigga and then get mad at Nicole making an example out of a fucking word? How does that make sense? She did not call him a name.
Make it make sense.
That's what I was already said, and I agree with
this
that.
is the problem with people who don't have any education. Everything is political. They don't spend any time on anything intelligent, and it's the same fucking stupid politics bullshit every single day, stirring the pot.
Exactly. She said people get offended by it.
This is the perfect matchup, actually. Jay and Sig together. Because Sig does this every single day, too.
Okay.
Instead of providing education to people, they just destroy, they just rip people up and make fun of them.
Let me just say this. He proved my point, right? The hypersensitivity.
Yeah, Sig is intelligent, but you gotta understand, it's how people use this app that proves that they're stupid.
Zach, look, Zach's allowed to say what he wants. He's allowed to feel what he wants, just like I am, and I'm allowed to call out my community for hypocrisy and hypersensitivity. But Miss Chantel's been trying to jump in. Miss Chantel, go ahead.
Well, I just believe this app should be used like a college classroom. Otherwise, it's a total waste of time.
You're a grown man, you can use it, but we're going to judge you accordingly based on your character.
Basically, read a book.
And anyone who uses like racial insults towards another race or demographic is just low IQ.
I'm actually planning on leaving my house today and just like letting this live stream. Yesterday, there were rooms on here that went for 20 hours straight, and I spent the whole day recording Clubhouse in multiple rooms in my house across multiple different YouTube accounts.
Thank you so much. You say something, I want to go to Georgia.
It's just amazing how people are here all day long, 7 days a week.
People who call each other niggers all day and rapping and
derogatory term, and I do understand that some rappers claim that they're trying to take the word and give it another connotation, but the word will never be cleansed of its history, so I don't think people should be using it at all.
Killed 2 Democrats who voted against
I agree with the rapper saying, nigga, I agree.
Hold on, Othello, hold on, my friend. Let me just say this.
Julian, are you going to come to my party?
You know, when I was intellectual powers, you have zero emotional or mind control. You know I was going to come back to you and let you stand on your square. But what you have to say is more important than what everybody else has to say. You know, you say polarizing statements that you shouldn't say, but you're the problem in the Jewish community, because you'll come up on a stage and say those things, and now they think all Jews think it's okay. They think all Jews are bad people.
You can't
because
think
of people
stupid
like
on
you.
the spot.
And I'm calling that out.
Ooh.
But let me say good morning to Jordan. Jordan, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Jordan, did I lose my Jewish card today?
Did you lose it?
Yeah, did I lose my Jewish card because I'm calling that the Jewish community?
No, I do it often. Zach doesn't he's just such a smartass. There's no reason, in the Jewish community, sometimes we use Yiddish words more often. Sometimes the general public does it. We call each other's schmucks, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's just what's cultural evolution dictates what kind of language enters our vernacular and what we use. In the Black community, people are entitled to use words that they want. In the Hispanic community, sometimes they call us gringos, and we don't necessarily get offended. I'm a white passing person, right? So, I mean,
white passing and entitlements.
Culturally acceptable.
Am I white passing? Am I white?
And try and change that up just because you want to find balance. It's just absurd. It's
imagine being in like the Baha'i faith.
It's such a ridiculous, elitist, entitled thing to say that I don't get the point in even focusing on it.
The Baha'i faith people are the biggest racists on the planet.
Like that, you're gonna get it.
Are they really that guy from
I don't know
Jane
your
the
lived
Virgin?
experience. You don't really know mine, just what we share with each other. I said a statement yesterday because you were both part of the same community. At least I was up until I opened this room. I said that I find that there's more racism in the Jewish community than in any other community. What has been your experience? And be honest.
Oh my God. What is wrong with him?
I didn't follow the conventional, if you will, Jewish trajectory, right? It's a small community. A lot of people go into the same fields. They live in the same place. They live in large metropolitan areas. I didn't take that path. So I was, from an earlier age, I was always kind of an outsider, even though I was religious when I was younger, and I'm fairly secular now. So, I was ostracized. Ostracized is a strong word, but I definitely was misunderstood.
I'm not a racist.
And so, and then early on in this app, I took plenty of abuse, and when I reacted to people, then I was called out and I was the bad guy. So this is not terribly uncommon for me. But actually,
it's my lived experience.
Let me say this real quick. Since I opened this room, right, we've had a couple of Jewish speakers come up, and you're one of them, myself, and two others have come up. And let me tell you something, that Zach, who uses the N-word like we use the word please, is obviously, to me, it has and always will be a racist. He hates Black people. But then we had another Jewish man come up and say, I think that all Palestinians should be eliminated, including the children. See? And then we wonder as a community why there's so much anti-Semitism. Because Jewish community has carte blanche to say what the fuck they want, and there's no repercussions. And I'm not labeling or lumping all Jews into the same bubble. I'm just saying from my lived experience.
That's exactly what you're doing.
It's shit like that. See, they're really proving my point, these people. Because it's like an
your people, though,
you
Jay.
call me a kike, so I get to call you the N-word. And it's bizarre to me.
Well, I mean, Zach is such a complete idiot. I don't even remember meeting him before. I've seen him in rooms lately, and it's just too dumb to be walking, right? Like, this guy is, I don't know where I gave him that expression, but he is just like, I mean, it's asinine. But now, there's an entitlement. There's a class-based entitlement that has nothing to do with culture, ethnicity, genetics, race, epigenetics, whatever. Like, there's just some people are absolutely entitled and clueless. So, I think that has more to do.
Well, Jordan, let me say this. Where is it? She's a girly girl. She wrote, "This fuels anti-Semitism." Lady, I don't know you. I don't think I've ever shared a space with you, but I love you. You get it. You get it. It fuels anti-Semitism, and then when we wonder why do people hate Jews? Well, because of statements like these people have been saying, not Jordan, but the father, whatever his name was, Isaiah, came up and said, I'm a Jew and I want to kill all Palestinians and their children. Now, maybe he was just role-playing. I don't know. But Zach has come on my stage many times. Zach has come on my stage many times with his little bullshit accent that he tries to do to disparage black people. Then you wonder why, Zach, so many people fucking come after us. Because you think it's okay to spew your hate, but when we get a punch back on us, it's not good. Get King.
No, I was going to say, man, Zach is an asshole and he's disruptive, but I think he's smart. And I also think that if he could control himself, I think it'd be a good conversation. I think sometimes we don't like white people to pull the veil back. I think that's why America doesn't like Trump. He's not well behaved. So I think if Zach could respect JB's flow of the show and not be ignorant and act like a nigga, maybe we could have a great conversation. I'm keeping it real with you, JB. We don't like white people to tell the truth. At least my friend got the nerve to tell the truth. Let me tell you something. You work 8 hours, you entertain yourself 8 hours, then you go to sleep. I like people that's real. America has a problem with real people. You don't see it. Comedians can't say what they want to say no more. Politicians can't say what they want to say. Nobody can really say how they feel. We have this group think mentality, and it's really destroying us, man. It's killing something inside of the American people and people in the world in general to me, bro. So
King, I
say welcome him to the state.
I want to ask you a question. So, do you believe that there are some races that you can work with and some you can't?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Okay. We on the same page.
In Europe, it's very difficult to work with the far-right racists. Very difficult.
Well, let me say good morning to Aziz real quick, and then I'm going to go to Othello and back to Nicole. Aziz, good morning.
JB, can you find out what she meant by that? The far left racists?
Chantel, what did you mean by that?
I said, like, the racist white supremacists in Europe are less likely to change their minds or even try and understand and comprehend the opposing person. But the Americans are more open, if that makes sense.
Americans are what?
They're more open. Like, you can meet a racist American and, like, in a few years or a few months, he might change his stance. But in Europe, no. I've never seen it.
I think some people, racism comes from what they've been through. So if a bunch of white boys beat me up, I might not like white boys as much. Even though I'm wrong for judging the whole, my experience came from the few, right? So I'm not even looking for, I'm not looking for them to change their minds. You don't have to like black people tomorrow. I just want you to know you don't know me. And I don't like when one Jewish person does something like Zach, right? And now we make it a whole, Jews don't know how to respect people. No, Kanye. You should talk about the Jewish person you had a problem with. Because it was also a Jew that gave you a deal that helped you become a millionaire. I think we should start addressing the person instead of everybody, the people. Just because I have a problem with JB, now I don't like Italians. It don't make.
It's not about not liking. It's like the likelihood of them changing is very low.
Yeah, but why do I want them to change? I think, listen, Queen, let me ask you something. Do you think there's racist people that don't express how racist they are?
Yeah, but there's always telltale signs.
So are we saying that we want white racists back under the sheet? Ain't that the claim?
No, I'm just saying racism is low IQ and it's not a good character trait to have. It should be something that's addressed and shamed.
I agree. Me personally, I'm learning to like racists more as I grow. As long as they can control themselves and we can have a good conversation, I don't mind.
Yeah, and with Jewish people, it's more complex because being a Jew isn't just a religion; it's also a race. So that I think they feel more of it than most people.
Well, King, I feel that with racists, it's not that I like them. I believe in freedom of speech. I do. But can we work together? Like, forget all that. Forget I'm a black woman. Can we make some money together? Forget all that. I don't care about your music. You don't care about me. Can we make some money together? I'll say, oh, you just dislike me. You don't want to do business. You don't want to do anything. That's the problem. When you don't want to hire somebody because of the color of their skin, not because of their ability, okay, that's a problem. But if you say, okay, I don't care, I don't particularly care for your group, but are you the best at this job? Okay, I'm gonna hire you. I can work with that. I'm not gonna say I like it, but I can work with it. And
say it again. You can do what now?
I can work.
I can work with it.
I can. It doesn't. Don't get confused with like. I don't say I like it. I can work with.
That's what I'm telling JB. And he
but some races you can't work with. But some races you really can't work with. Like I keep telling people that a lot of people on the left are kind of undermining you, even though they're smiling in your face. Versus the right, they tell you flat out, I don't particularly care for y'all, and I'm not going to put legislation for you. But you can kind of get some stuff from them sometimes, even though that they loud about you, about their dislike. You can get more stuff versus the people telling you they like you and they don't give you anything. But you know, hey.
No, she do.
Can I ask a question?
I need you to elaborate on what she just said, because you got on me about the money. I need you to get on her. But since she a pretty woman, we gonna spare you, Jay.
Well, there was nothing flattering.
Listen to what the sister said, right?
Hold on a second. Othello, hold on. She does get pretty privileged. Because 100%, I think she's beautiful.
I think she's beautiful too, bro.
And I think she has a beautiful soul. But I know Othello wanted to jump in. Go ahead.
Well, there was nothing flattering about the way my friend presented himself. You know, he was childish, he was disrespectful, as well as racist. And so to prop him up as some kind of truth teller, like we were trying to suppress him, I mean, that's cooning in itself. You know what I mean? Trying to, be some kind of savior to this man who can't conduct himself around other adults. And that's what I'm talking about here. Why are we going to tit for tat? You know what I mean? Why are we going tit for tat? And when we hear something about the Jewish community, right? Then we're saying, oh, wait a minute, JB. What about the black community and how we some niggas and like, we don't have to do that in here, man. Cut that shit out.
JB,
listen, JB, let me say this. Some people don't have the intellectual capacity to go back and forth with my friend. You should just say you're a dummy. That's why you don't want a difference of opinion. No. I'll let you speak. I didn't interrupt you, brother. I didn't interrupt you. You have no self-control.
The whole room has called you a dummy.
Look at how Othello, hold on, bro.
You are the dumbest nigga.
Look how they have no self-control, bro. This is funny to me.
Nobody wants to hear you speak.
But yeah, watch this.
Nobody wants to hear you speak.
He'll say, my friend is the problem.
Nobody wants to hear you speak.
Othello, hold on, King. I want to hear him speak. That's why I mod him. I want to hear his perspective. His perspective, he's entitled to, just like you're allowed to have yours. But come on, bro, you got to show a little mic control.
I appreciate that. I'm not going to interrupt anybody. Right? This is the problem, right? We'll say that my friend is fucked up, when the truth is a lot of people just don't have the intellectual capacity to have the conversation with him like the beautiful Nicole was doing. Nicole was doing a beautiful job, right? JB, you checked his ass. He got out of control. You kicked him out. I agree with you. Cool.
I didn't kick him out. He went and opened his own room with my name in the title.
Okay, yeah. I think he pinged me in there. Anyway,
calling me a grifter.
Because he couldn't get on stage anymore, JB. I tried to bring him up. Anyway, I would love to see more people like Nicole, especially if you want to get your ass on stage. If you have no self-control, you don't know how to articulate yourself, you don't know how to convey your ideas clearly, why are you up here? That's my problem. This is me, JB. I think if a Nicole talks to my friend, I believe she has the ability to change that white mind, to change the racist mind. But if he can't control himself, then get his white ass out of here. I'm not mad at that, JB.
Hey, JB, can I go at some point?
Yeah, I got you. I got you ready. Hold on one second. Let me just say this. Haters stoke your success. I didn't throw him out. I just moved him down. because he had no mic control. And I try to run a pretty tough ship here. Like I like to get everybody's voices in. But he has that entitlement where his voice is more important than ours. And I'm going to push back a little bit, then I'm going to go to Hermes and then Reddy. Listen, and I say this sincerely, Nicole, you are a beautiful woman. You cannot change a racist mind. It's part of their DNA. I don't care what anybody says. Once you get to a certain point in life, you can't change that person. Right? He is who. Okay, well, you're entitled to your opinion, ma'am. Well, let me go to Hermes. You wanted to ask a question, I'm going to go to Reddy. Hermes?
Yeah, thank you, JB. Here's the quick question. So we know the majority, I would say like 99% of ICE officers are racist, but out of those ICE officers, the agents, how many are Jewish?
Why? I have no idea, bro.
Matter at all.
Yeah, I don't even understand that question, bro.
No, well, the reason
where's the data? Well, you're asking is, do you have data to back up what you're asking?
No. It's a real question. I was just saying that if we're talking about racism, and you're saying that that your community is among the most racist among community.
Hermes, let me. Well, then find the data, because I have no idea. Because I'm going to be honest, respectfully, that's an asinine question. My community's busy being doctors, lawyers, and so on. They're not ICE agents. I'm sure there's a few Jews out there, but they're not going into ICE, right? But let me go to. First of all, let me say hello to Jane. Jane, how you doing?
I'm okay, Jay. I don't have the data either, but not too many.
Do you have an issue? Did I lose my Jew card today, Jane?
Not by me.
Am I entitled to my opinion?
I want to know what the fuck's going on. I'm curious, Jay. What has prompted this? But no, of course not.
Just my lived experience and the hypocrisy of the Jews on this app, right? I could do 1,000 rooms for pro-Israel, raise thousands of dollars for hostage families, and yet I still get excommunicated for holding the mirror up to my community. Everything good beforehand doesn't matter. We are the most sensitive community in the world, Jane. And I understand why. I understand the oppression we went through, but we're not the only ones that went through the oppression. Black community has been oppressed forever in America. Not all blacks, a majority of blacks. But we can sit here and if I open a room and just talked about the black light in America, oh my God, I have 1,000 people in here. It's okay to talk about it. But when I say about the Jewish community, oh my God, I'm excommunicated. That's crazy to me.
Me too. That's ridiculous. But you know how that goes. I wonder what well, you do you, Jay. I support you. But I think that Hermes' question is stupid. And I don't understand. I would like to change my opinion on that. Why are you asking that, Hermes? Why do you want to know if there are racists, Jews, the percentage of Jews who might be ICE agents? That's a strange question, I think. What is your curiosity?
So we're talking about, JB was talking about racism within the Jewish community. And right now, my community, I'm Mexican-American, we're experiencing racism like I've never seen before. But that doesn't mean it hasn't happened before, right? There was Operation Whipback. So I was curious to know, because I don't know that data. I've never seen the data, but it's a real question.
I'm confused. Why is it a real question?
I don't know.
Well, they say if you in academia.
Who's they?
Well, no. Look, I'm sorry, changing the topic. I'm just saying in academia,
Hermes. Okay, but that was a stupid question. I'm not an academic, but I want to move on.
This ain't college, Jay. This ain't college. I don't think.
I know. I'm not a professor. I'm a professor in my own life. It's just some of these questions are just ridiculous to me. But let me move on. Reddy, how you doing, Reddy? You wanted to have a dialogue with King?
Yeah, appreciate that, JB. I want to talk to this guy. I want to just start off by saying, man, that me personally, who I am and my experiences in life, I speak for a certain category. You know what I mean? Maybe not the category, maybe the category you preach to every day when you say the same thing about black people all day, every day. Right? Here's my thing. Hey, man, how could you hop on this app and SIG, too? We share spaces as well. All due respect to you. Hope you enjoyed the holiday. How could you sit on this app, man, and every chance you get, you blurt out some crazy shit about who you are and about, black people and drag them through the mud in front of this huge audience daily? I sit back and listen to that, and that hurts me listening to that, man. Like, how could you do that in your heart? Like, I can see you saying, hey, black people got some things that's not so good. We need to do this and we need to do that. But I see both you and Sid drag us, you know what I mean, through the mud. And how you look at yourself? You hate yourself when you look at yourself in the morning? How do you feel? How do you feel inside? And you say you got black kids too? You teach them that same bullshit? I have to just let you know that personally, man, because I don't like it. I think you need to reevaluate. I'm not saying you're not a smart guy, but man, if you hate yourself, say that. I'm gonna land with.
I'd be willing to bet a lot of money to himself.
Just JB, I can respond to.
Of course, the mic is yours.
Yeah. So this is the problem. Brothers that don't know themselves think that if you hold black people accountable, you're a coon. I don't believe there's no brother in here more pro-black than me. Let's call Sinetta. Let's call Umar. Let's call the Pharaohs. Let's talk about black history. No. Black history and loving yourself does not take away holding yourself accountable. This is the problem in the community. We think that because you love blackness, you agree with everything that black people do. I don't, sorry. I believe the people that love the most hold themselves accountable the most. I believe JB really loves Jewish people enough to address the elephant in the room. Here I am, black, really loving myself, saying, you know what? I don't like the fact we keep calling our women bitches and hoes and leaving our kids out here to raise themselves. I don't like the fact that the ghetto ain't safe. I don't like the fact that we keep talking about white people are the enemy, but I keep cutting the radio on and niggas talking about killing each other. I don't like that. Malcolm X wasn't just for you, brother. You gotta go and read. Malcolm X wasn't for everything that black people did. Martin Luther King wasn't for black people, for everything that black people did. Elijah Muhammad wasn't for everything that black people did. If you're for everything that black people do, how do black people become better? I believe this is almost equivalent to what JB's asking Jewish people. How do we become better as a people if we don't hold ourselves accountable? So I love us. I really love us. I really love my brothers. I'm the one that'll stand out in the blaze for you. I'm willing to die for you, King. I just want you to be right. I'm tired of dying for the unrighteous because before I was black or before I knew what it was, I was a child of God. I stand for righteousness. The problem is brothers want me to be black with them and be wicked with you. That's not how I was raised. Sorry. Mom and daddy took me to church on Sunday morning, taught me how to love. So I know there's bad black people and there's good black people. There's bad white people, there's good white people. There's bad Jewish people. See, this is common sense. So there is no self-hate. There is only self-accountability. Sorry. Y'all want somebody to kiss y'all ass. Now, this is my thing. We live in a world where people are letting people get away with everything. More than ever, our generation, I got to say this to the people in the room, our generation, we don't have the same courage our parents had. We don't even discriminate the same. Everything is easy. How is that working out for us? How is that working? I want you to look online. After you get out of JB's room, I want you to look online. How is this working for us? This go along to get along thing. We're watching the world crumble before our eyes. And we're worried about somebody holding us accountable? God forbid JB says something that helps the Jewish community see that, guess what? Sometimes your shit does stink. He's a villain for that. I'm a villain for telling black people we could be better. Come on, family. I love you. Shout out to that brother. Listen, man, I love myself more than you know. And loving myself is accountability. That's just real, JB. How can you even become a better man unless you say, yo, I need to wake up earlier. I need to lift weights. I need to talk to my girl right. I need to pray. I need to meditate. See, JB, I learned that self-love comes from self-actualization. It's examining self first. So I love myself enough to be critical upon myself because I want to see myself be a better man. The same way I love the Black community enough to say, you know what? There's some things we need to work on. Love us. Look how far we've come. But there's still things we need to work on. JB, back to you.
Thank you. Ready? I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to get ready. We're ready. I'm going to give you a minute to respond, and then I'm going to go around the room. Get
Appreciate that, JB. Hey, King. You missed key points in what I was talking about. What you did was you continued to drag the Black community. I don't care about you bringing up all these historical names and all that means nothing. You continue to drag and make complaints about the Black community. And then you said a few things about get up and work out and get up and pray and meditate, which was good. But pretty much your argument was complaining about the Black community. So you hate yourself, bro. It's not like I'm gonna leave that alone. I gotta go eat with the family.
Get sick.
JB, let me say this. I learned not to argue with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Sometimes you're just arguing with a fool. Why would you? I'm not in the convincing business. And the truth is, a lot of people in our community don't have the IQ to have these type of conversations. See, people don't understand the truth lies in the middle. The reason why the Jewish person can't see JB's perspective is because they're leaning too far to this side or that side. The truth lies in the middle. This is what's going on right now. So that brother's leaning so hard till he can't even see the truth about what's going on. So I wish him the best. Shout out to him, man. Go ahead, JB.
Thank you. Get sick. Then I want to do a reset.
I was going to say, though, but that's another example. And I'm not trying to shit on Reddy. I like Reddy. You know, we're on opposite sides of the spectrum, but he's able to have a conversation. But again, here's another Black man trying to accuse another Black man of hating. But this Black man has Black kids and didn't marry the mother of his fucking children and create a Black family. I'm sorry, the most honorable thing you can do as a Black man is to marry the Black mother of your children and create a Black nuclear family. And the niggas that got the most smoke, for niggas like me, King, KP, they don't even marry the fucking women that they impregnate. And they don't even create a fucking Black nuclear family. So this is weird to me. This is extremely weird. You got more smoke with me, but every day you wake up and consciously make a decision that I'm going to leave this Black woman and my Black kids out in the cold to fend for themselves instead of doing the right thing as a Black man and helping to create a solution and create a Black nuclear fucking family. I don't get this shit.